Hi, I'm John from Hummingbird Networks, and today we're going to be unboxing and reviewing the Adtran Bluesocket 3040 wireless access point. You might not be as familiar with this brand, but let me tell you that Adtran has been around for 30 years, providing carrier-class products to companies all over the world. In fact, a good percentage of all internet traffic travels over devices made by Adtran, but these devices are often humming away in data centers or data closets away from the public eye. Let's go ahead and open this up. Get our seal. Bring this guy up over here. All right. First thing we're going to see in our box is our Bluesocket Access Point Quick Start Guide. So we got that. You want to put that off to the side because you're definitely going to want to use that potentially to configure that later. They are, zero-touch deployment APs, but just in case you need to access the AP manually, you can use that. Inside the box, we have the access point itself in foam. Let's take the access point out, covered in plastic. Turn that around, open up the plastic. Put the plastic off to the side. It is also wrapped in the sticky plastic to keep that face nice and super clean with no scratches. The way they packed it, very nice. Put that off to the side. See, it's nice and shiny, which is a little bit different than some of the Adtran access points. Most of them are kind of a little flat paint, dull paint looking, and this is actually shiny. It almost looks like a speaker in there. So we can go over some of these things here for just a minute. We have your power button, your Wi-Fi right here, your two Ethernet ports, which we're going to talk about in just a minute when we turn it over. This tells you your 2.4 gigahertz radio, your 5 gigahertz radio, and I'm not quite sure what that is. We'll have to find out what that is. So that's the front part. Let's turn it around to the back, and you can see it's kind of meaty. It's definitely got some weight to it. There's a lot of stuff inside this access point. There's plenty of radios. We'll talk about that later. This is where you would mount it, and I'll show you the mount in just a minute. And then here are your interfaces. Okay, we have your power interface there, your 1 gigabit Ethernet port there, and here's your multi-gigabit Ethernet port. And remember, the switch runs on PoE+. Here's your console port, and then a USB port. Let me show you what's in the box. The rest of this here is this is going to be your mounting kit. And you can see right here. Let's see what's in this side of the box here. So, your mounting kit. This is the mounting plate that you would mount the access point on. I'm going to put that off to the side. And here are your other mounting kits and your screws and your drywall screws. And notice in here that they gave you I think it looks like they're steel drywall screws. They're pretty heavy duty because, like I said, this is a pretty heavy unit because there is a lot packed in there. There's a lot of radios, there's a lot of great features. So that's what's actually in the box. The Bluesocket 3040 is Adtran's brand new 802.11 AC Wave 2 4x4 MU-MIMO indoor access point with multi-gigabit Ethernet, which supports both general use and high-density deployments. It's also fully compatible with devices that still use ABGN and 11AC Wave 1. If you're looking for external antenna options, please see the Bluesocket 3045. We've created a different video for the 3045. The 3040 includes 10 internal high-efficiency omnidirectional antennas, 4 for the 2.4 gigahertz radio and 4 for the 5 gigahertz radio, 1 for the scanning and security radio, and 1 for the Bluetooth low energy radio. The addition of the dedicated scanning and security radio and integrated Bluetooth low energy radio is new to the Adtran Bluesocket AP line. Having a dedicated scanning and security radio ensures client servicing radios do not waste any precious airtime performing off-channel background scanning for radio resource management and wireless intrusion detection. Radio resource management is the technology that's used by the AP to scan the environment for sources of interference and automatically configure channel and power settings. Wireless intrusion detection is the technology that's used by the AP to scan the environment for rogue access points and other over-the-air attacks. Without a dedicated scanning and security radio, this scanning is typically performed by the client servicing radios in a time-sliced manner, switching between servicing clients and scanning, resulting in a reduced performance. In addition, given you may be servicing clients and not scanning at a time of an attack, that also may result in missed security events. Speaking of attacks, this AP also includes a stateful firewall for the highest security at the AP. Also, these APs feature context-aware access control with Layer 7 device fingerprinting, which allows you to define security policies based on user credentials, device type, location, schedule, and more. This access point also supports dynamic steering. This is Adtran's brand new client steering, load balancing, and sticky client prevention technology. It solves many of the challenges of traditional band steering approaches. It also has advantages over proprietary antenna beamforming approaches as well. With more and more uplink traffic, Adtran takes a better approach of matching clients with the best radio. I know this video is about the access point, but we should talk a moment about switch port speed and switch port budget. This has been coming up a lot lately, and it's important to address power budget when planning for new access points. Please make sure you review your network infrastructure and future plans before looking at any new access point. The latest 802.11ac Wave 2 APs, for most brands to my knowledge, require PoE plus power running at about 30 watts, and you need to make sure your existing switches can support that. Switches installed just 5 years ago may not. Your switch needs to be able to support your total PoE power budget requirements and AP speed, which brings us to the interfaces this model includes. Here are the interfaces on board. One multi-gigabit Ethernet auto sensing port up to 2.5 gigabits per second, and it has 1 gigabit Ethernet auto sensing port. Both the ports are backwards compatible down to 100 megabits per second. Some of the other 11 AC Wave 2 products on the market do not offer a multi-gigabit Ethernet port, but instead only 2 gigabit Ethernet ports, which require running 2 cables and allocating 2 switch ports. In addition, those that do offer it do it at an expensive uplift. Here's the serial console port for low-level troubleshooting, a USB 2.0 port. It's there, but for now there's really no use for it. Future uses might be like LTE backup or possibly storage. I should also mention that this AP has a limited lifetime warranty, which is great. If speed's not a high priority at the moment, but you want to future-proof your AP purchase for a few years, this AP will work just fine. Another option is to look at a standard 802.11ac Wave 1 AP from Adtran, which is their Bluesocket 2030. We have a video on that which explains the features of that AP as well. Once you have your access points, you need to manage and control them, and Adtran does the best job in the industry to give you choices here. This device can be controlled via ProCloud Wi-Fi, which is Adtran's cloud-based management interface, which requires a monthly license fee, or through VMware at no cost. There's also an option for a low-cost appliance if that's what you prefer. To learn more about these options in more detail, check out our other videos. No matter which option you decide upon, all Bluesocket APs are a zero-touch deployment, meaning the APs automatically discover the host controller, download the latest firmware, and download the configuration. Another service that I should mention Adtran offers is the Wi-Fi Help Desk. It's a supplementary service that provides first response support to help end users resolve Wi-Fi connectivity issues. And they'll escalate issues to your internal tech support team or Adtran tech support as appropriate. This is really perfect for hotel guests, for example, if they can't get on Wi-Fi. It eliminates calls to the hotel front desk, IT department, or internal tech support, thus freeing precious resources. Adtran is really a great and trusted brand. If you haven't checked out their Bluesocket line of APs, I strongly urge you to do so. They deliver a ton of enterprise-grade features at a great price point. For full specs, or if you're interested in finding out more information, please feel free to reach out to us at Hummingbird Networks by visiting our site at hummingbirdnetworks.com or just give us a call. Thanks for watching.